Under the shimmering light of the moon, Petra stood as a breathtaking jewel in the heart of the desert. Its ancient rock-cut architecture glowed softly, revealing intricate carvings and facades that had withstood the tests of time. The air was thick with mystery and history, whispering stories of long-lost civilizations. Towering cliffs loomed overhead, casting deep shadows into the narrow canyons where echoes carried tales of adventure and danger. As night fell, a cool breeze flowed through the winding paths, making the stone structures seem alive. The Treasury, one of Petra's most famous landmarks, rose majestically against the starlit sky, its grandeur both alluring and intimidating. This stunning backdrop was not just a relic of the past, it was a battleground between preservation and greed. The tranquil beauty of this sacred place contrasted sharply with the imminent threat posed by artifact traffickers who sought to rob it of its secrets and treasures. In this captivating setting, every rock and shadow held the promise of conflict as Jason Statham prepared to confront those who sought to disrupt its peace. In the heart of Petra, Dr. Nadia was immersed in her work, carefully brushing away the sands of time. As a passionate archaeologist, she dedicated her life to uncovering forgotten treasures and stories that shaped civilizations. Her small team of eager students admired her knowledge and often turned to her for guidance. With every artifact she unearthed, a spark of excitement lit up her eyes, all underscored by a fierce determination to protect the very history they were discovering. Dr. Nadia believed that these ancient relics belonged to the world, not just to a select few. She had always been at the forefront of conservation, ensuring that each piece was documented and preserved for future generations. Her latest find, a cursed relic said to have supernatural powers, could either be a breakthrough for history or a dangerous temptation for those with sinister motives. As she worked tirelessly beneath the starlit sky, little did she know that her passion would soon put her life in jeopardy, drawing the attention of ruthless traffickers intent on silencing her forever. As Dr. Nadia and her team sifted through the rich sands of Petra, an ominous presence lurked nearby. Shadows moved stealthily among the rocks and whispers echoed through the canyons, the arrival of ruthless artifact traffickers intent on stealing the cursed relic. These criminals had been tracking Nadia's every move, eager to snatch the precious find for their own greedy purposes. Led by a cunning and ruthless leader known as Malik, the group was notorious for their violent tactics. They thrived on chaos, often resorting to intimidation to get what they wanted. As night deepened, they gathered in a hidden alcove, plotting their takeover while eyeing the Treasury's towering façade that stood just beyond Dr. Nadia's dig site. Malik's men were heavily armed, skilled in deception and stealth. They believed that by eliminating Nadia and her team, they could take the relic without resistance. Little did they know, this would not be an easy heist. The shadows of Petra held secrets and challenges that lay ahead. The stage was set for an explosive confrontation. As the tension heightened in Petra, news of Dr. Nadia's plight reached Jason Statham, a skilled operative with a reputation for bravery and resourcefulness. Drawn by his sense of justice and an admiration for Nadia's dedication to history, he decided to lend his expertise to her cause. Statham had once explored the deserts and mountains of Jordan for his own adventures, making him familiar with the terrain and its hidden dangers. Upon arriving at the outskirts of Petra, Statham surveyed the ancient city with a fierce determination. He quickly formulated a plan, knowing that time was running out before the traffickers launched their attack. With keen instincts and strategic thinking, he started gathering supplies, determined to turn the tide in favor of Nadia and her team. His first move was to hijack a supply truck belonging to the traffickers, skillfully ambushing it under the moon's silvery glow. With the stakes escalating, Statham readied himself not only to infiltrate but to protect the very heart of Petra, Dr. Nadia herself, and all she stood for in preserving history. With the night deepening around him, Jason Statham positioned himself along the rugged path leading to Petra, waiting for the traffickers' supply truck to approach. He had crafted a clever plan, aware that the element of surprise was crucial. As headlights pierced the darkness, he sprang into action. Statham executed a perfectly timed maneuver, darting out from behind a boulder and using his agility to leap onto the truck's roof. The driver, startled, swerved and struggled to maintain control. Seizing the moment, Statham slid down the side and swiftly opened the passenger door. A fierce struggle ensued as he subdued the driver with a few well-placed moves. Once in control, he redirected the truck towards a concealed area where he could gather valuable supplies, food, weapons, and equipment that would aid in his rescue mission. Feeling a rush of adrenaline, he quickly unloaded what he needed and fortified his plan. As he prepared to return, Statham knew this was only the beginning of a greater battle against Malik and his ruthless crew. With the supplies gathered, Jason Statham knew the next step was crucial. He took advantage of Petra's ancient scaffolds and structures, using them to create booby traps that would thwart the traffickers. The moonlight glinted off the sandstone walls as he worked swiftly, blending modern tactics with the city's historical features. Statham carefully positioned loose rocks and debris at strategic points along the paths leading to Dr. Nadia's dig site. He rigged old ropes and pulleys to trigger cascading stones or dislodge spikes from above if anyone tried to advance. Each trap was designed not just to cause chaos but also to slow down Malik and his men, forcing them into predictable pathways where he could confront them. As he finished setting up the last trap, he took a moment to admire the beauty of Petra around him, knowing this stunning backdrop would soon witness a fierce battle. With everything in place, Statham felt a surge of determination. He was ready to defend Nadia and her life's work against those who threatened it. With the preparations in place, Jason Statham turned his attention to the iconic Treasury façade, envisioning it as a stronghold against the impending threat. Instead of simply defending it, he planned to transform the majestic structure into a fortified position. Utilizing the supplies from the hijack truck, he began reinforcing entrances with heavy stones and strategically placed barriers that matched the natural beauty of the sandstone. Statham found creative ways to leverage the existing architecture, using ropes and pulleys to create makeshift drawbridges and other defensive mechanisms. He positioned large boulders at the base, ready to roll if intruders attempted to breach their defenses. As he worked, he could feel the weight of history surrounding him, inspiring his resolve. Knowing that the traffickers would underestimate the strength of that historic monument, Statham prepared to turn it into a formidable fortress. Every corner of the treasury now held a purpose, attracting unwanted attention while cleverly hiding their true strength. With everything set, he awaited Malik's approach, confident in his plan to protect Dr. Nadia and safeguard Petra's treasures. As dawn broke over Petra, the first signs of the traffickers' arrival became evident. Malik's crew approached with confidence, unaware of the traps laid throughout the ancient city. Their jeering voices echoed against the sandstone walls as they marched toward the treasury, their sights set on Dr. Nadia and her precious relic. Statham, hidden and ready, watched as they drew closer. His heart raced with anticipation, knowing this was the moment everything hinged upon. He could hear whispers of excitement in the air, mingled with a sense of foreboding among his own thoughts. With a steady hand, he prepared to initiate his carefully crafted plan. Suddenly, the sound of snapping ropes broke the silence. One of his traps had been triggered. A cascade of rocks tumbled down from above, scattering the traffickers and causing chaos as they instinctively scattered for cover. Statham launched into action, confronting Malik and his men head-on with precision and determination. The showdown had begun, and there would be no turning back as history hung in the balance amidst the thrilling clash between good and evil in the heart of Petra. As the chaos erupted, Jason Statham sprang into action, his instincts kicking in as he faced Malik and his men. With swift movements, he ducked under a wild swing from one of the traffickers, countering with a powerful punch that sent the attacker sprawling. The sound of fists colliding echoed through the canyons as Statham showcased his combat skills, expertly dodging and weaving between blows while keeping an eye on Dr. Nadia. He fought with a mix of calculated precision and raw adrenaline, using the environment to his advantage. A well-placed kick sent another trafficker tumbling into a pile of rocks, triggering another trap that further disrupted their ranks. Statham's quick thinking allowed him to turn each encounter into an opportunity to protect Nadia and regain control of the situation. Amidst the clash of bodies and shouts of surprise, he shouted encouragement to Dr. Nadia, urging her to stay behind the fortified treasury. With every victory over Malik's crew, Statham felt a surge of determination. He was not just fighting for a relic but for history itself and the safety of those who cherished it. As the battle raged on, Dr. Nadia took a moment to grasp the true nature of the cursed relic that had drawn such peril upon her. It was not merely an artifact, it was said to hold immense power and knowledge from an ancient civilization, rumored to bestow fortune or disaster upon those who possessed it. For Nadia, this relic represented years of research and dedication, a key to understanding lost histories and protecting cultural heritage. However, for Malik and his crew, the allure of the relic lay in its potential for wealth and influence. They believed that acquiring it would elevate them above rival traffickers, granting them control over the black market for archaeological treasures. This greed blinded them to the real dangers and the moral implications of their actions. As Statham fought valiantly to protect Nadia, a chilling realization washed over him. This battle was not just about defending a person or a place, it was about safeguarding history itself. The relic's significance illuminated the stakes involved, deepening their resolve against those who sought to exploit its power for selfish gain. As the dust settled and the echoes of battle faded, Jason Statham and Dr. Nadia stood together near the Treasury, reflecting on their incredible adventure. The sun began to rise over Petra, casting warm light on the ancient stones, symbolizing hope and renewal. They both knew this experience had forged a strong bond between them, rooted in mutual respect and a shared purpose. Dr. Nadia expressed her gratitude for Statham's bravery and quick thinking, acknowledging that without him she might have lost not only the relic but also her life's work. Statham smiled, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment knowing he had defended something much greater than themselves, cultural heritage that belonged to everyone. They pondered the dangers of greed and exploitation that threatened historical treasures worldwide, recognizing the importance of standing up against such forces. Together, they vowed to continue their fight for preservation and education, ensuring that future generations would appreciate the stories embedded in every artifact. In their hearts, they knew that courage and friendship could triumph over adversity, preserving history for all to cherish.